One of the things I've always been fascinated by is just learning about leadership and traits of leaders. And I think as a community, it's really important that we continue to develop strong leaders, people who aren't afraid to take on challenges, people who look at obstacles as opportunities. And I think anything we can do to identify who those leaders are in our community and support them is important. So what we did was we decided we were going to ask all these folks the same 8 questions. So we want to get a sense of, do people who we see as leaders think alike? Do they have the same perspective, the same approach to life? And what can we learn from that? And I think what we're finding is, so far, there's a lot of similarities in how the people we perceive as leaders think and go about their life. We find them to be much more positive. We find them to be much more futuristic in how they see things. We see them as people who are aggressive in addressing problems and not just focused on the problems, but on the solutions. So we're really started. We have about 20 people so far that we've interviewed, and we have a lot more folks that we hope to interview in the near future. And by getting the podcast out, is we want people to identify who they see as leaders, to bring them to us so that we can continue to interview people and continue to develop strong leadership in the Valley.
Who are some of the people that you guys are or have already talked to in the Power of Care Leadership podcast?
Well, the first episode is with Joe Schiavone, who was a state senator and I think really showed his leadership skills down in Columbus. But we also have Dr. Kravick from Mercy Hospital, Greg Smith from Comco Industries, Jeff Herman from the Business Journal, who's been in town and really already shown an impact on how he approaches life. So I think we have lots of folks like that who come from a lot of different backgrounds. Keisha Holloway, who's a small business owner. These are all people who have different perspectives, but again, what we found is people who we see as leaders, they do tend to have some ways that they think alike in how they approach their job and how they approach life.
How can people access the content?
We would ask people to go to powerofcareleadership.com, and from there they'll have access to all of the podcasts that will be coming out twice a week. There's a video portion to this, and I think that's going to be the first step in getting this out to folks so that they can really start to enjoy this series. You know, we want to do something more than just create a podcast. We want to create a movement. And I think that could mean down the road we could have roundtable discussions, we might have extensive interviews, we might even do trainings. And I think we really want to see whatever the needs are as we continue to do this and we get more people involved. I think it's going to continue to grow and evolve into something that's going to be really important. We recognize that we've only just hit the surface here with the number of leaders that we have in our community. There's a lot of folks out there that we don't know about, but they're doing great things and they're showing leadership skills and traits in their own way. And so we're asking, if you know someone that you see as a leader, or if you yourself would like to participate, go on to powerofcareleadership.com, click on the forum page, and nominate somebody to be part of this process.
For over a century, Farmers National Bank has stood strong. Through booms and busts, peaks and valleys, we've learned to know the seasons and how to grow in each of them. During challenging times, everyone is reminded of the value of solid relationships in both life and business. Farmers, stand strong.